Hello, this is Julian with Coffee Reviews, and today we're going to be doing a 200 subscriber special. So we've seen a bit of growth in the last couple of weeks, and as a thank you to everybody that has subscribed, we wanted to do something a little special and unique in this video. So what we did was we picked out a coffee from a box of old coffees that we've had and decided to brew the last of it and kind of come up with a video for this coffee specifically. And in this case, we have the La Mina Honey Processed Colombia from 180 Coffee. And I believe they're out in Sangnam, South Korea. The story behind this coffee specifically was we were staying in Seoul. We had read online that this is supposed to be one of the very best coffee roasters in the entire world. Took an hour-and-a-half bus ride from Seoul south to this very small suburb of Seoul and went to the coffee shop. There was a little bit of a language barrier as don't speak much, if any, Korean, and they didn't speak a lot of English, but ordered some coffee, took some coffee back, including this Ethiopia. We just drank through this one, but this was the special coffee we had brought back. It's a natural processed Yirgacheffe. And saved a little bit of it because it was a pretty fun experience and was holding on to it for something special. And 200 subscribers seems like a good thing. When it comes to milestones, we believe that this might be a little fun thing to do because we have a giant box of coffees that are really old coffees that are worth brewing and saving for a special occasion. This seems like a decent special occasion. And yeah, you can definitely tell this is a little bit on the older side. One thing you've probably noticed in this video is that we have two posters up that have not been here before. We have the Counterculture Tasting Wheel, and we have a map of Seattle. We wanted to know your thoughts and opinions of this. We got a comment from a subscriber saying that there should be some sort of background to our videos, and we've actually always known this for a while. Specifically, we always wanted the Counterculture Tasting Wheel because it's only fitting for a coffee-related channel to have something so coffee-relevant in our videos. And obviously, since we lived in Seattle, especially when we started this channel, we wanted to have a map up of Seattle, as this one right here was given to us by a very special person. And it's something we always thought was actually really nice. It's a really nice map of Seattle, so thought that was worth including in our videos. So if you like none of them, if you like one of them, if you like the other, if you like both of them, just let us know in the comments and we'll leave them permanently for the background of our videos. But the other thing we wanted to discuss is just kind of updating the recommendation suggestion list. As the next one up we have is Klatch. So next time we're going for a coffee that somebody suggested to us, it's going to be Klatch. Don't exactly know which coffee we're going to pick up from them. But after that, it's Bolton Briosa, which was suggested to us by Zach and Greg Like Coffee. So those are our next three. Obviously, we have a running list right now. The list has gotten pretty big, but of course, we're going to get to all of them as soon as we can. And for anybody that's brewing older coffee, if you don't know, I have found recipes for how to brew older coffee, and it's to updose and lower the temperature significantly. So this is updosed at a 15:1. It's 175 degrees Fahrenheit. Of course, we brewed it through the Chemex. And for being a coffee that is almost 2 years old, it's actually not terrible. I'm just going to include a tasting wheel in this video so you can kind of see what this coffee is tasting like 2 years out. Obviously, it's not going to be great. It's not going to be at the best at its peak when we first had this coffee, but we think it's just a little fun thing to include in this video. Let's see here what we're getting from this coffee. So there is a kind of stale coffee component to it, but that's to kind of be expected. It's even in the aroma of the bag. The bag itself kind of has this old stale coffee aroma to it. Remember when we first purchased this coffee, we didn't necessarily love this one as much as we loved that Ethiopia. The Ethiopia was a pretty good coffee. This one right here was, for the most part, just all right. They list here strawberry, lemongrass, and black sugar, and it's a little bit on that citric side, so you can definitely see a little bit of that lemongrass. The roast profile for this coffee, it was probably slightly more on the developed side, especially relative to this Ethiopia. We would probably call it a light medium, like in comparison to a light medium American, but slightly more on that medium side to the light side. But that being said, 180 was such a cool shop, and the coffees that they did serve us at the shop were pretty good, and that Ethiopia as well was pretty good. So they are definitely worth highlighting. But yeah, stale coffee, definitely lemongrass. That's pretty much the dominant thing in here. And it's not as bad as you might expect for a coffee that is 2 years old. It still has a tiny bit of life to it. It's not as overly stale. It's not as overly flavorless. There's actually a nice amount of flavor in this coffee, even if it is just specifically a very lemongrass coffee. Wonder if this tasting wheel will be helpful for when we're trying to describe coffees in the future. But yeah, it was always worth having this. Purchased it after we got the comment and finally just decided to put it up. So hopefully this works well. Again, that's just kind of an update on this channel and sipping on something a little old and different, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. Coming up next, we did want to update everybody on this as well because we've gotten so many comments about it. The Luna Bermudez as well as the Araceli Estribi are both in the works, and we have so many people asking when those videos are going to be posted. Those coffees take a lot longer to review because we do smaller batches of when we're brewing them. So as a result, we have more days to try them and it kind of extends out a lot longer. Obviously working on the black and white coffees, and we do have something special coming in from Sweet Bloom, as I'm sure a lot of people were dying to know our thoughts and impressions of that new geisha. So those are all videos coming up. Looking forward to discussing them all with you. Thank you again to everybody that has subscribed, commented, liked on all the videos. It really means a lot to us. It actually really helps the channel every time you do so. It helps it grow, and it's really greatly appreciated by everybody. So just again, a thank you one more time, and looking forward to discussing all the coffee related stuff with you in the future. Thanks again.